You use the term dysregulate. What in your research is the connection between the screens that we use and some of those underlying symptoms?
My first impression was like, oh, it's just these algorithms. They're so addicting. It's the fact that you can open 300 tabs and you get 20 links. It's only the software that's the problem. To be totally frank, even upstream of that, I thought the problem was myself. I don't have enough willpower. I don't have enough discipline. I'm not good enough. And so once I got over beating myself up, which I think is a very honest experience of computers today, is you blame yourself for not being good enough because of the way you used it. And then you realize, wait a minute, the software here is a huge perpetrator. These things are diabolically designed to be as addicting as possible. That is dramatically different than early computers. That's even dramatically different than computers 20 years ago. But the next layer that really opened me up, and that's where daylight comes from, that energy of, oh my God, this is where we have to start, is I didn't quite appreciate how much the screen, the light of a computer, the appearance of a computer actually deeply plays a role in the way it's dysregulating. And what I learned is the blue light, number one, from computers, this thing called flicker, which I could explain in a second from computers, its brightness mismatched the rest of the environment. That's number third. And number four is the oversaturated colors and high contrast that a computer has, all go together. And number five would be it keeps us indoors. All five of these really contribute to dysregulating you at a vagal and nervous system level, like breathing and tidal volume level, at blink rates, and to your point, the associated mood tone, cognitive tone that comes from, like you're saying, the hypertrophy of the eyes, your dopamine system, your melatonin and circadian system, and all the metabolic processes that come out of that. That's a lot, but it's a fancy way of saying basically your body gets put on high alert, high arousal, high stimulation when you're on a computer. And so some simple ways to describe what this is, because of the combination of all these things, the simplest tagline to describe it would be basically your computer is trying its best job to simulate a Vegas casino in terms of its light environment. The Vegas casino blocks out all the natural light. They have incredibly bright lights. It's a ton of blue light. It's all flashing and flickering, and it's all extremely oversaturated. And they do that because they have figured out to a science, this is how you put the human in their nervous system and physiological state to be most susceptible to getting stuck into these dopamine loops, most stuck into these consumptive stimming loops. And so that's essentially, in a smaller way, what our computer is doing to us. And just one small example that I find so illustrative is when we feel more tense when we use a computer, one of the reasons why is there's a phenomenon called screen apnea. And so there is sleep apnea. That's the common one, which is while you sleep, you don't breathe. And there's a whole host of problems in your life that comes from that. Some researchers realized there is the equivalent of that for screens, and they call it screen apnea. And basically, because you have sympathetic overregulation and not enough parasympathetic, and this sort of deer in the headlights response you get with the light of a computer, you actually, when you're on a computer, the screen apnea phenomenon is one, you breathe less, you literally take less breaths per minute, and number two, your tidal volume is less, meaning you actually breathe shallower. And the combination of these two is you're dysregulated. You're a bit more anxious. And so I could go on, but there's a litany of ways that computers physiologically actually put us in a place that makes us dysregulated for the rest of our day, but also then more susceptible to the dopamine slot machines that are the YouTubes and TikToks and the feeds. And so it's a vicious cycle that builds on top of each other. And so I was like, we have to start with light. You know, that same Vegas casino slot machine on the side of a beautiful river. You're in Northern California, the Yuba River or something. It's not as addicting. There is something about the design of the entire light environment that plays a role. And so that's why we wanted to reinvent the screen of a computer to really get at the heart of the way the computer uses light to affect us.